Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Success Experiment. This is the first episode in 2026. I'm so excited. And this is the first episode I'm recording on video. So if you're listening, you can watch it on YouTube, hopefully, if this is successful. But I did take definitely a long break over the holidays. My birthday's over right before Christmas, and my brother got married last weekend, right after New Year's. So it was just a lot of celebrations over the last few weeks, the last month, really. And I feel like I'm finally getting back on track, but it was definitely an intentional break that I took. So I'm starting the new year a little late, which I did on purpose. And I know a lot of people can feel guilty about that, of feeling like you have to have all your goals ready by January 1st, 2026. But I'm allowing myself to take this entire month of January to really set my goals, create my vision board, start fresh. I love the fresh energy of the new year. I have 6 planets in Capricorn. If you care about astrology at all, but I just think it's fun because I'm a Sagittarius, but I'm definitely have a lot of Capricorn energy. Hence, this podcast is very Capricorn energy. But I just love the fresh start of the new year. That's just a reminder, if you are feeling some guilt for starting late, don't feel guilty. Take your time. So if you are feeling this as well, and maybe you've toyed around with your vision board and your goals, but you don't really know what to do, where to start, and that guilt is setting in, this is going to help you move forward and set goals that are actually going to work. So let's set goals that work, not just setting goals because we feel like we have to because it's the new year. As you know, everything is an experiment, and I love using your neuroscience, psychology, manifestation, process of habits to anything that I'm creating and experimenting with. So that's what we're going to talk about today, is how to do that with your goals so that they actually work and they actually stick. There is a sweet spot with setting goals, and that is keeping the subconscious in mind. You want to create goals that feel believable enough to you so that you feel safe and your subconscious knows, okay, yes, this can happen. If you're like, I want to be a millionaire, and that is so far off that your subconscious is not going to make the connection that this is actually possible for you. So it's kind of like climbing that ladder of believability, knowing that, training your brain to know that you can have the things and that you're stretching yourself enough just to achieve your next level. So you want it to be expansive enough that it excites you. So yes, we want it to be believable, and there's that sweet spot between believable and stretchy. And you want to get excited to actually take action towards these goals. So when you think about this next level, your life in a year, what does that look like? What makes you excited? And what feels like, oh, that could actually happen if I just, set the right actions in motion and adjust my mindset and have a plan in place. And then lastly, we want to create goals from soul, which is our core desires. So these are the desires that are built into you, designed within you. You were born with them. They are true to your soul, to your essence. They're what you truly desire, not from your ego. So your ego is telling you what you should do or what others are going to think is really cool. Like, you care what others think. That is not your core true essence. So the first step that you're going to do, if you have not done this already, I highly recommend it. And that is going to be reflection, reflecting on 2025. Start by looking back on the past year, not to judge yourself, not to put yourself down, but to really teach your brain how to recognize progress that you have made. Reflection is a part that a lot of people miss because it feels a little tedious to look back when all we want to do is look forward and move on. But really, this is going to help your brain identify where you can celebrate your wins, even if they were very little, and where you still want to grow, and reevaluating your goals. This is going to help you when you reevaluate your goals. So start by looking back. These are some of the reflection questions that I used. What am I proud of in 2025? What were my biggest challenges or obstacles? What themes or patterns kept showing up? Celebrate the wins, take note of the lessons. Reflection is going to help you create safety before you move forward and create expansion. Okay, step two, after you reflect, we're going to get really clear on what your core desires are. Again, this comes from your soul. This is what you were put on this earth to desire for a reason. They're leading you towards the path that you truly want. Your core desires is how you want to feel in your life. It's not just what you want to achieve. It's not just what looks good on the outside. It's what's going to feel good on the inside. So first, to open up your subconscious, let's start by journaling. Pull out your journal from a higher version of yourself and ask yourself, this is what I asked myself. It's kind of weirdly written, but something along the lines. It's like, don't overthink it. Just kind of journal, brain dump what comes out. What does my 2026 self already know that I'm ready to remember? So give yourself some time, play some music, light a candle, brain dump that, because there's something that your future version of yourself, your higher version of yourself, has what you desire, and you're just getting that out from the soul part of you. Moving on after that, after you've kind of like opened up the subconscious, you're getting in tune with what you really want. Then we're going to go through the different life areas. And I love this exercise. It gets me actually excited to know, okay, I'm deciding, my soul is guiding me in the direction that I want to be in. So you can do 5 to 8 life areas like health, money, career, love and relationships, travel. Don't overdo it. Don't do too many because this is going to be like an overload on your brain. So for each life area, you can ask, if this area were a 10 out of 10, what would it look and feel like? So, who is in your life? What are you doing from day to day? Start journaling or brain dumping using bullet points of what that looks like from a fulfilling standpoint, not just like I'm making $1 million, but I have work that lights me up and supports me, and I just have an overflow and abundance of money. You can get more as specific or abstract as you want, but again, this is from your core essence. What does your core essence truly want, not just what is going to look good to people? So this is not the time for you to decide how is this going to happen or the steps to take. This is just getting in tune with what you truly want, what feels deeply fulfilling to you. And these are your North Stars. So these become your North Stars of what you are attracting and guiding into your life, your most fulfilling life possible. Okay, so step 3, you're going to turn your desires that we just made in this previous step into identity-based goals. So we attract based off of who we believe ourselves to be. There's a pyramid of change based on human behavior, how we change. And identity is at the root of what everything is driving everything that we do. We believe ourselves to be in our subconscious mind. So we develop these beliefs about ourselves really early on, mostly from the age of 0 to 7. And that is guiding the actions that we take of what we believe, who we believe we are, and what we believe we're capable of. So a way to hack what we actually want to attract into our lives, so those core desires that we want to attract that we just laid out, you're going to hack the identity that you believe that the person that has those things, identity that they embody. So instead of asking, what do I want to do? Decide and write down something along the lines of, I am becoming the type of person who what? So I am becoming the type of person who believes that they are worthy of love, worthy of a soulmate relationship, so deserving of that person that shows up for themselves consistently, that commits to the things that they say they're going to do, that's a good friend, that sends the best gifts, that whatever it may be. So then you want to clarify, what does that version of you believe? What does that person believe? How does that version move through each day? What standards do they live by? This is where goals become sustainable. So if you are attracting a 10 out of 10 love life and you have a partner that treats you like a king or a queen, what does that person believe? They believe they are worth being treated that way. So they're not going to spend a second wasting their time with someone who doesn't treat them with respect or make them a priority or make plans with them. These are the things that someone who's raising their standards believes. They are the standards they live by and commit to. Okay, so once we have clarity on the identity piece, this is when you turn it into habits. This is where the fun habits work comes in. I'm rereading Atomic Habits, And it's definitely one of the best habits books out there. I'm sure you've heard of it by now. So atomic habits means making like really tiny changes. It's going to compound over time. So you don't want to overhaul your whole life because that is a recipe for failure. This is why a lot of people fail when they're trying to change their lives or trying to change their habits. So based on your 10 out of 10 life, choose one non-negotiable micro habit. So this is like low energy. It's always doable. It doesn't matter how you feel. It's going to be like a no-brainer. You can do it. And then you can do a bonus habit for each area. So I like to create a menu. So it's like if I have the energy and I have the time, I have this menu to choose from. For example, I have a menu. Okay, so like for example, identity of it within business and career is that I trust myself. Habits is like I trust myself within my career and my business and showing up to be the CEO that I want to be. So habits I'm incorporating is a weekly CEO check-in. That's very easy. Having decisive action and not second guessing myself, but like making a decision and sticking with it. A menu of habits like my health and self care is I have a menu of things that I do. So, like red light therapy, cold plunging, going for a long walk. These are not things that I'm doing every single day, but I have a menu of things that I get to choose from. Okay. And step 5, you're going to reprogram with language. So the goal of this whole process is to train your subconscious to believe that you already are the person who has and does the things that you want. Behavior stems from your beliefs. So in order to hack this, language is the way to do this. I shift my language. I've been practicing this for years and years and years, but adding present tense identity phrases. So, not I am going to, but I am doing this. I am working on this. Or I move through my days with clarity and ease. My work is meaningful and well compensated. I trust my timing. So, it's not just affirmations, but it's evidence that you're telling to your brain. And if it helps you to write down the evidence as well, that's also going to reaffirm to your brain that things are moving for you, everything's happening for you. And then it's going to reaffirm that you are actually the person that has that 10 out of 10 life. Avoid language such as I will, someday, or I'm trying that signals to the brain that it's not going to happen or it isn't happening. So if it's not happening, then you're not reaching this. We want to calibrate to reach that you are the person that has that life. Okay, so that is my step. This is my pre-vision board process. Everything that I was doing and am doing and still iterating because we can do it throughout the whole month of January. I'm giving you permission, give yourself permission. Okay. So go through this experiment, write this down, let me know how it goes, DM me on Instagram or leave a comment, share this with your friends. I am so excited for this year. I love the energy of the new year and all my freebies. If you're needing clarity on your career and you're experimenting and pivoting with your life, I've got those links in the bio or in the notes, whatever you're reading or listening to or watching. Okay, thank you for being here, and we will talk next time. Bye.